Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, October the 29th, 2021. Welcome to another eBay video. Today I'm going to do another no-cut eBay video, which means I'm going to record straight through the entire video with no cuts whatsoever. So let's hope I get this right. It's late, that's why I'm recording from my house here, and I have to get this video up in time. So let's do it. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the update to that difficult buyer that I spoke about last week that kept messaging me. We're also going to talk about other buyers who send numerous messages that are just unnecessary. We're going to talk about, if I have time, the new eBay store update, a FedEx slowdown, hater messages that we all receive, specifically selling in eBay Motors, and a little bit about the contest. So yeah, those are my topics for tonight. I'll start right off by reminding you guys I have an ongoing contest. I uploaded a video the other night. Please enter the contest for $50 worth of shipping supplies on me if you correctly identify the kind of vehicle that I sold my first item to on eBay. I'm not interested in the item. I'm interested in the year, make, and model of the vehicle. So head on over to my other video and enter the contest if you haven't already. Now I'm going to read your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. Mercedes Lux wrote, "Best story ever. That impatient lady. I cannot wait to hear how this ends. Hee hee. Thank you, Joe. Enjoy your video as always. I have my grandson staying with me this weekend. He used to live with me for about 9 years. He was sitting on the couch watching Andy Griffith, Mayberry, and I was watching your video. I asked Christian, did the sound bother him with me listening to you? Christian replied, quote, I know how you are, Grandma. You gotta watch that man. You've been watching him for years, unquote. See, Joe, even kids know about you. Hee hee. Well, Mercedes Lux, I can't blame Christian for watching Mayberry, Andy Griffith, because I watch that occasionally myself. I like that show, and it's really funny. I also like the TV show Matlock that Andy Griffith was in. That came out, I believe, in '86 and ran to the early '90s. And I always watched that show when it came on. I really enjoyed it. And to address what Mercedes Lux asked about that impatient buyer that I told you guys about last week, the story took a crazy turn. Guess what she did Friday night? You'll never in a million years guess. She closed out the case. Now, I was absolutely shocked because I could tell that this impatient, self-entitled person would never close out a case if she received the item. That would be the right thing to do. So I was shocked. What do you think she did 5 minutes after closing out the case? Yep, sent me another email through the contact system. When am I getting my item? Can you believe it? She closed out the case, threw her buyer protections away, and is still bugging me when she will get her item. My guess is she's going to be doing a chargeback real soon. I mean, I understand that she's a little bit angry that she didn't get her item through eBay's specified time frame, but it's not my fault. I shipped it out on time. We're having problems not only with the post office, but with FedEx. The post office is extremely hard hit here in New Jersey, but FedEx is too. And I noticed last week, I started getting warning messages in red lettering from eBay when I would ship my items that would say, FedEx is experiencing long delays. Please consider other options. A couple of people, including Shirley, emailed me that they're getting the same messages. So what I immediately did is I shifted all my FedEx orders over to UPS. So I'm going to see how that works out. And I'm even shipping a lot of my priority mail, or what would have been priority mail orders, with UPS, even if it's costing me $1 more or so, because it's worth it. It's worth it to see that people get their items. I still have at least 6 people who haven't gotten their items, and there could probably be more that haven't contacted me yet. Dead Mousy Pluta Prestige wrote, if people are this mad mid-October, just wait till early to mid-December. Going postal will have a new dimension to that definition. Yeah, that is the feeling of a lot of eBay sellers, especially on Facebook. 5797029, Mike wrote, USPS has been getting less of my shipping business. I have had only 2 issues in the past few months because there was no secure location to deliver the package to. FedEx has been my go-to choice. When the USPS is only a couple of dollars less, I'm choosing FedEx over them. Closer to Christmas, I'll be adding more packages to my Do Not Ship to USPS list. I will also be exploring UPS as another option. In certain circumstances, they can be the cheapest of the 3. I think it's logistics. Yes, Mike, and everybody else, I'm already doing this, like I just said. I am leaning toward UPS for most stuff, except for my small first-class items. I will continue with the post office because it's just not worth it monetarily speaking. Bill Still wrote, I'll never forget what the USPS clerk at my local branch told me a few years ago after I had several packages either lost, diverted wrongly, or idling peacefully in some unknown bin for a week or more in Jersey City. His exact words were, many of those working in the Jersey City sorting center no comprehend English. I once had a package go through there that took over 5 weeks to finally arrive to the buyer near Chicago, but the cardboard mailer arrived saturated with motor oil. Amazingly, the vinyl LP, which was new and sealed, was not damaged, and more amazingly, the buyer repaid me for the item. Bill, do you live in New Jersey, or are you just having issues when shipping here? Because like I said, I swear to God, every one of my items that's been delayed in shipping never got out of freaking New Jersey. And you're right on the money with this Jersey City location, holding items indefinitely. The same is going on with the Kearney facility and the Teterboro facility. We have been so freaking hard hit, mainly because of flooding. And although you guys don't know it, on either Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, we had another flooding rainstorm, 2 more inches in a short amount of time that flooded out a lot of roads. Very bad situation here, and we have more rain coming. It's supposed to start at about 7 o'clock tonight, all right? So figure from tonight to Sunday morning, it's supposed to rain nonstop. We just can't catch a break. Skinny Cow wrote, Joe, you're selling hubcaps for goodness sake. Anyone would think you were selling medicine or something. The some way customers demand hubcaps arrive as per the eBay shipping time. Yes, Skinny Cow, you're right. It makes me wonder, like they can't drive their car with one of their hubs missing. They have to have the item by eBay's specified delivery date or all hell is going to break loose. Denver Flipper wrote, the reason for not having a Hess truck this year is the inability of hiring enough gas delivery drivers, LOL. Yeah, that's actually probably on point. No Hess toy truck this year. It's a plane/helicopter inside. Nancy Stockwell wrote, another great video, Joe. You do get some very unbalanced buyers. And Nancy, before I talk about your comment, let me just read the last comment, which is from Jordan Brown. I mean, you have to think. Concierge costs money. It's probably an expensive service to provide. They can't give it out freely to everyone. And Jordan is referring to people who wrote in and asked why concierge is only available to certain sellers. It's all about the money. And this is one of those times that I definitely do understand it. eBay or any company has to first please their big, huge sellers, okay? It's just a trickle-down effect, all right? For those of you guys who are decent-sized sellers, guys like me, my size, who can't afford the big box store, I implore you, go to the eBay Open event this summer. I'm fairly certain they're going to have it out in Vegas. I'll talk more about that next year. I want to go back to Nancy Stockwell's comment about the unbalanced buyers. I always thought I get some of the weirdest and nastiest people. And a lot of you guys feel that way too, that I get the worst of the worst. That's not the case. As I've told you, I'm in an eBay group that's dedicated only to eBay Motors sellers. You should see some of the things that have been posted this week. I'm going to talk about one post in particular and something that kind of upset me. For some reason, people who sell in eBay Motors attract the nut jobs. I mean the serious worst of the worst. So this one particular seller is receiving hate mail from his buyer. I'm not sure exactly what triggered the buyer. Maybe he bought the wrong size or didn't get his part in time, whatever. He threatened the eBay seller through the eBay contact system, threatened him with bodily violence to his wife. Now, you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's bad, but it's an isolated incident. No, it's not. I've told you stories where I have been threatened in the past with violence. And eBay does nothing whatsoever to stop these people or sanction these people from threatening violence on sellers. Now, when this guy posted his screenshot the other day, where it shows that the seller has threatened bodily violence against the guy's wife, why he's picking on the guy's wife, I don't know. She's not even involved in the deal. If you notice your eBay messages, on the very bottom, there's usually a message, and it says something like this. We monitor all messages between buyers and sellers because taking the deal off eBay could result in termination of your account. Now, I'm paraphrasing that, okay? It's not word for word, but you get the idea. And eBay really does monitor so you don't put your phone number in or your email address in. They're very, very on point about that. So why is it they care so much about losing a few dollars for a sale and they don't care about somebody's life being threatened? I'm not embellishing, guys. I'm very tempted to share the screenshot here, crossing out personal information, of course, except I'm so freaking late and behind schedule, I don't want to invest the time to do it. But it may come to me doing it next week. I think it's pitiful. I think it's sad. And I think that I'm not going to use the word criminal, but it's just lacking in safety. All right? It's wrong, and it upsets me to see this. Time and time again. I'm sure all of you guys have had at least one buyer in the year 2021 threaten you or drop the F-bomb, and you know what I'm talking about. So what I'd like every one of you guys to do in the comment section, only in the year 2021 is all I'm interested in. I don't care about what happened in 2003. That's water under the bridge. I'm talking now, 2021. Share with us your worst customer, the worst threat that was made to you. All right? And if possible, tell us if you reported it to eBay and what, if anything, they did. I'll share you my worst one from the year. It was early in the year. The guy was from Texas, and I talked about this early in the year. Guy was from Texas, bought some hubs from me. They didn't fit his car, and he's blaming me. Blaming me. Cursed the living crap out of me. Called my store after hours, okay, late at night, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, all right? Accused me of ducking his phone calls. Of course, I'm not going to be working there 9 or 10 o'clock at night. In addition, he threatened me openly, saying he was going to come up to New Jersey, meet me in person, and take care of business. I called eBay, and I reported it, and they said, oh, we're going to send this to Trust and Safety. I'm typing up a report as we speak. So much for that. But I think this is something important in this day and age with people threatening sellers. I think it's wrong. It probably happens on Amazon too. So I don't want to say it's just happening on eBay because I'm sure it's not. But people's attitude in 2021 has turned the dial to nasty. Not all of them, not even most of them, but the ones who are doing it with impunity, and it's got to stop. And we as sellers need to bring this to the forefront. So I'd like to hear from all you guys and tell me your experiences. Only list your worst experience for the year 2021 if you don't mind. Okay, now I want to jump onto buyers asking too many questions. This is a favorite topic of Dennis Copper and a few others. I think Dennis and a few others say they have their limit to one question. Now, what I don't mind, there are two types of buyers. Let's say I have this camera for sale. Okay, let's say they wrote to me and said, Joe, what brand is the camera? Does the camera come with a battery? Is the camera used? And would you say there are any scratches on the lens? Now, there are 4 questions I've just banged out. And if somebody wants to type in 4 questions and send them off to me in one contact message, I don't have an issue with that. I will answer them all, unless some of the questions seem to be a little weird, like for instance, what is your cheapest price? How low will you go? But in most cases, I will answer all 4 questions respectfully. What I don't like is what I'm going to call the hunt and peck buyer. The hunt and peck buyer has no idea what he wants. And he'll send me a question, Joe, what brand is the camera? Okay, I'll write back to him, the camera is a Canon, even though it clearly says in the listing. 10 minutes later, is it new or is it used? The camera is used, and it says so in the listing. Third question, a third email, is the lens scratched? Now I get a little bit pissy. So I had one of these guys the other night, and he actually bought something. First, he asked 2 questions. No, he asked me a question like, will this fit my car? Yes, it will. Okay. All right. Second question, does it come with this or that? No, it doesn't. Okay. He buys the item. All right. He asked 2 questions. I don't mind. Now, he starts asking more questions about the item he already bought. Hits me with a question. I answer it. Hits me with another question. And before I can reply to question number 4, question number 5's come in. So that's when I kind of lost it. So I said to him, stop sending me messages. All right. Please sit down, take a breath, and collect your thoughts. It is 7 o'clock p.m. now. Do not send me a single message till 9 o'clock p.m. I said, take your time and get out a sheet of paper and write down all the pertinent questions you have for me. At 9 o'clock, send me one more contact through eBay with all the questions on it, and I'll be more than happy to answer each and every one. I don't have the time for this back and forth. And of course, he responded and he wasn't too happy with what I had to say. But I really don't understand why people So many questions like that, instead of just condensing them all in one concise contact form. You know, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, the more questions they ask, the more trouble they're going to be. In some cases, you're probably right. I gauge the questions because sometimes the questions are legit. Will this item fit my car? What size is it? But there are certain questions that concern me. It's like holding up a sign that says danger. What is your return policy is one of them. Because number one, I have that stated in the listing, as I'm sure all you guys do too. So right there and then, it's telling me that he, A, doesn't read, and B, is already considering returning the item, right? On that topic, let me jump over to another funny story from during the week. Guy buys a hub from me, like Monday. I think it was Monday, pays right away, immediate payment required. Later in the day, box the item, print the shipping label. Tuesday, I ship it out, UPS. Tuesday afternoon, the buyer writes to me. He hasn't even gotten it yet. And he writes to me, I no longer need this item. Can I return it to you? He has zero feedback, and he signed up to eBay specifically to buy my item. I responded, if I may use Dennis Copper's term, with crickets, because there is nothing I can write back to him that's going to ensure a positive outcome. Okay? I did nothing. I said, I'll just wait a few days and the return request is going to come in. However, something else happened that really shocked me and left me scratching my head in disbelief. He got the item, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday, and he left me positive feedback. Item arrived, no problems whatsoever, except the seller claimed this was for a 15-inch wheel, and it's really for a 17-inch wheel, so now I have to hang it as a wall decoration. None of that is true. It was for a 15-inch wheel, and you guys know that I know my stuff, so I have no idea why he would have written such a false and scurrilous comment. I mean, he left me a positive, and the fact that he had zero feedback, I just sit here and I shake my head in disbelief. Can any of you guys come up with a hypothesis as to why he would write such a thing? I really don't know. I'm flabbergasted. Let's see, where are we time-wise here? Okay, let's just go for a couple more minutes and I'll let you go. eBay has redesigned their stores, or should I say your store. So if you click onto your eBay store, the landing page for it, you're going to see it's totally redesigned. You have the opportunity to mess around with the design and change it to your liking. You can add featured items. You can see your categories. They changed where the location of the categories is, which is something I don't like. If you remember, it used to be on the left side. You could see all your categories. Now there's a category with a drop-down arrow you have to click on to see the categories, whether it be your store or someone else's store that you're shopping in. So that is something that needs to be addressed, I think. But as far as the featured items are concerned, I added some featured items, and you can too. It's very easy to do. You just have to click the little pencil icon, and you can go ahead and you can add some featured items. And yeah, so opinions on that, if you will. Sales this week were pretty good. I had one terribly slow day. Not terribly slow, criminally slow, and that was Sunday. One sale Sunday, and the only reason I got it was because my last sale was Saturday at, let's say, 2:00 p.m. A whole 24 hours went by with no sales, so Sunday at around 6 p.m., I reset my store. I mean, I would have done anything it took to make a sale, and one sale came in, one Sunday evening. And then Monday, things went back to normal, thankfully. Sales started coming back in. My personal feeling, it's because of the football games on Sunday. And, you know, it's not due to any specific team. This week that just passed, both the Giants and the Jets played. And I bet there's a lot of you guys out there that think, because I'm from the New York area, that those are my two teams. They are not. In fact, if you said, Joe, name the teams you dislike, number 1 and 2 would be the Giants and the Jets. Now you're probably saying, whoa, that's high treason. No, it's not. And I have a personal dislike for those two teams, and I'll tell you why real quick. I know this is not eBay related, but sometimes I like to throw in personal stories about myself because you guys seem to like them. And if you like them, I'm going to tell them. So you probably know I used to be a huge Dallas fan. I can go back to the Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer days back in the early 90s, remember? And it used to piss me off greatly when there was a good game that was going to be played on Sunday. Let's say, for instance, Dallas versus the Niners. Oh my God, Dallas versus the Niners. I want to watch it. And the game would get blacked out in my area because the Giants or the Jets were playing a game at that exact time. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay? So my friend and I would go to a sports bar just to watch the game. Yeah, I think people should be given free choice as to what games they want to watch. Now, of course, in the year 2021, I'm sure there's a lot of cable channels where you could get the game. Like if you have ESPN, I have basic cable here because I'm cheap when it comes to TV, which is why I don't have Netflix. But I just thought I wanted to give you guys an explanation as to why I don't favor those two teams. But as I was saying, it has no basis as to what teams are playing, I don't think. Because no matter what teams are playing, they're going to have a large fan base in their area. And I think that's taken away from eBay sales. And I'm rambling, so I got to get going. Guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thank you for watching my Friday night eBay video. Every Friday night, I make these videos to try and help you stay successful as an eBay seller. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, please tell me in the comments section and I'll be more than happy to address it next week. Remember, guys, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still selling on eBay. I've never worn a mask on any of my videos, and I never will. I've never distorted my voice. I feel that's dishonest and unscrupulous. So heck yeah, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So that being said, guys, go out there, make a ton of money on eBay, rock on, and peace! And for those of you guys, those of you poor people with little faith, do not worry. I have the Fox News Cup of Life right here. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. I would like to know, guys, do you notice any difference with tonight's video? This is what's called a no-cut video, where I talk right through. No matter what happens, there'll be no editing, no changing, no nothing. Once I say it, it's said. I want to know in the comment section, do you prefer the no-cut videos? Do you not prefer them? Or do you notice no difference whatsoever? I'm just curious because I want to make videos that you guys want to see. That's it. I'm out of here. Rock on, peace, make a crap load of money this week on eBay, and don't be fishy!